welcome to On the Hook Crochet, where we find out what's on the hook today. I have two things I want to talk about. First, a new work in progress and some of the things that I bought at the Destin Yarn Shop. I just love that shop. Everything was so neatly done, and there was even a big table there that I didn't show in my video yesterday, but a big table where people could sit around and knit or crochet. There might have been 6 chairs around a big table, and you could just go there and crochet with a friend if you wanted to and chit-chat about yarn and things. So I really enjoyed being there. I guess y'all have probably figured that out by now. And I did buy a few things. And second of all, I want to talk about a new work in progress that I have. So let me get started here with, I bought a project bag, which I'm sure you probably figured I would, because I don't have very many. I have maybe 1 or 2 now, and I've got a lot of works in progress, so I need a lot of project bags. And I'll show you the project bag that I bought there. First of all, I love the handles on here. This is so cute. They're braided in some kind of a canvas in 2 different colors, blue and green. And they're very, very cute, very Florida. And then this is the front. And you might have seen a peek of this on the video, but this is artwork done by Susan Birch. And she's obviously an artist, and I think she's deceased. The way I'm reading this card is that she has come and gone. So I don't think that she's around anymore, but she did a lot of beautiful artwork while she was alive. And they have taken her artwork and have put it on project bags and other things. She has a lot of accessories and things like that. So I wanted to show you this because I just think it is so awesome. Look at the colors in there. There are even some sequins on there. Let me just get the whole thing in here. It's all about dogs. Let's see, the other side looks like it might be, hold on. Yeah, it's the same as the front. So it's the same as the front, 2 sides. And the bottom is pretty big. It's probably about a 5-inch bottom on here. And so it kind of sits up on its own, not really, but it's really cute and very big. So I was hoping to get something big that I could carry several works in progress along. It also has a zipper, which closes the whole thing up. Now, it's not got the best zipper in the world. I hate to say it, but like I said, I'm a seamstress, and that's not it's not an easy zipper to open. It's very sturdy. I should put it that way. And then inside are I hope you can see that, a zippered pocket and a couple of other little pockets in there too. So you don't have to just drop everything down in the bottom. You can use this small zippered pocket. Now let me show you what I bought there. If you watch the video, and I encourage you to go watch it because you kind of understand where I'm coming from here. But this is some of the yarn that it's very similar to Red Heart It's a Wrap. Let me get that up there. Is that gorgeous or what? And she encouraged me to start on the outside instead of pulling from the inside. She does leave a pull. You can see that. She does leave a pull there. But she says sometimes it'll get tangled. So these are the colors of Destin Water, she said. This is the emerald green of the water, and of course the blue sky, and blue farther out into the ocean. And then the color of sand, the kind of white crystalline sand that it's not regular brown sand that you see in most places. It is absolutely white, beautiful sand. And she does this all herself, and well, that's upside down, I'm sorry. The Destin Yarn Shop, she's got her own label there. And she finds this unmercerized thread. She mentioned Europe. I don't know if she goes to Europe or she just buys it from Europe, but she winds the thread, but she doesn't twist the thread. So it's very much like, see, there are 4 strands of thread. And the way she explained it, when the colors change, they change 1 thread at a time. So it is very gradual. If you'll notice right there how gradual that change is. And see, you've still got a little bit of the green mixed in with the blue, and then it turns into blue. So I can see why she would think this is really special. And the name of this is New Destin Tweed. If you ever wanted to order it, you could email her, and I'll have to dig out her email address. She said that she would ship things anywhere you wanted her to. This is, of course, 100% cotton. And the Red Heart It's a Wrap is not all cotton. It is cotton and acrylic. There are 500 yards on this. Hand wash, you can actually wash this. So this was $28. Now I've paid $28 for a lot of hanks of yarn. So for 500 yards, and I think the It's a Wrap has maybe 700 yards on it or 600 or something. So it has more yards on it. And it's a little more substantial. This is very, very thin. This is very, very thin. But I would love to make a shawl out of it, and I'm going to do my very best to find a good pattern where I can finish the shawl before I grow too much older. So anyway, that is one of the things I bought there. And then she had some beautiful shawls made up of tape yarn. And I've never seen any before. I know it's out there, but I've never seen any. But this is by the brand Barocco, and you may have heard of that. Barocco, and I wish I could get that light from blowing that out. Gem is the name of the type of yarn it is. And it says it's first in fashion. And their website is Berroco.com, B-E-R-R-O-C-O. You can go there and look at it. But this is a beautiful tape yarn, and it's made in Italy, and it's called Showers of Flowers. Very pretty. There is no number on here as far as the weight of the thread. You just have to make it and see what happens. She had some knitted shawls made out of this in her shop, and they were gorgeous, of course. But if you'll look at that, it's got a really nice sheen to it. So I went out on a limb and I bought 2 of these, and I'm going to see what I can do with them. Each one has 125 yards, so I've only got 250 yards to work with. So it may be just a short cowl or something, but I do want to give it a shot. It's something new and different, and then I'll let y'all know how it works out, and you can follow my progress on that. So I bought 2 of those, and then I bought a beautiful number 5 bulky Estiva by Barocco. It's also a tape, but it's much, much larger than that. See how much larger that is? And it's called a number 5. I almost beg to differ, but maybe it's not. There are 336 yards on here. This one is made in Italy. There it is. Estiva, I suppose. So anyway, there it is. Let me turn it over while we've got focus. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just a little bit lighter in here. It gets a little bit darker there, but almost no change in color. But I love the gold color. So I thought, you know what? I'll just buy some of that and see what I can do with it. She had a couple of shawls there in this, and since they're 336 yards of bulky, I'm sure I'll be able to get a substantial scarf out of that. Maybe even a shawlette on something a little bit larger. So I got that as well. And then I got some accessories, and I want to show you these because I've never seen anything like this. This is a magnetic shawl pin. Okay, turn it that way. That's the way the fleur-de-lis is supposed to look. That's fleur-de-lis, French, and it's a flower, and it's a symbol of lots and lots of different things. But you put this on the front of your shawl. You know, I could use it right here. Let me try this. You put it on the front, and then there's a magnet on it, and then you put this on the back. And see if it snaps together. Whoa, it does. It's a very strong magnet. So you can actually hold your scarf together. I don't really need to do that here, but I was going to show you what I have on. Y'all always ask me, and so I'm telling you. I have on just a plain gray t-shirt. Nothing fancy. Let me put my bag down here. Nothing fancy at all. Just a gray t-shirt. Got it tucked in a little bit. Very casual, but I'm wearing my Titmouse Knit Crate scarf, and you know, it is not hot or scratchy. I am so glad that I bought some more of this yarn. I love this yarn. I love this pattern. I might have to make a sweater or something with this along the bottom. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? That would be a really nice thing to do. I might do that. But what I've done is I've just tied it a different way, and then instead of having this long thing hanging down, I tied a knot right there and just pulled it around, let it flop, you know, about the same length as this piece. So it looks a little more even. I'm not real excited about some of the ways I've been wearing it, and so I really like this one. But isn't that a cute shawl pin? I really like it. I really do. I'm sure I'll use it on something more like black or blue, cool colors like this. I mean, this is a cool color, but probably wouldn't go too well on that, although that looks kind of nice too. We'll see. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. That is so cute. And I bought this, which is a little tassel, and it seems very special. It's kind of a nylon thread. It's really pretty. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to sew it onto a scarf that I finished. I finished several items while I was in Florida because I had some time on my hands, and I never have time on my hands here at home. It seems like I'm always working or doing something, going somewhere, and when you're in a different place, you don't really have a lot to do. I mean, except for just looking around, shopping, and going out on the beach, but there's not a lot of work to do. So I had some time on my hands, and I had taken several works in progress with me. So I bought this at the shop to put on a scarf that I'm going to show you in another video. I don't have time to do that in this video, but I will show you. And then I bought some little tassels that I thought were really cute, and they could go at the V point of a scarf. All different colors, there's purple and blue, and they're made out of cloth. I thought they were very, very cute. And the brand name is Jessie James Beads, and you may have heard of that. They have a website called jessiejamesbeads.com, so they're called the Fancy Tassel Assortment. Love it. I haven't even opened them yet, but once I do, I'll start sewing them on things. So anyway, I wanted to show you this scarf, and if you haven't seen it before, you'll know I've talked about it 50 times. And this is the yarn that I made it from. It's the Knitology Titmouse fingering yarn from Knit Crate. It is so squishy and nice. I think it's probably got nylon in it. Nope. It's 75% wool, 15 silk, 10 cashmere. That's why it is awesome. It is just awesome. And I have 3 of these hanks, and I'm dying to decide what to do with them. I haven't really decided yet. They're still sitting over there going, make me up. But I haven't made a decision. Now, I have started, unfortunately, like I always do, another work in progress. A while back, I don't know if I showed this to you. I think I did. Yes, I did. Because I had made a sample piece out of it. It's cotton on denim in the purple color. And let me just see what the color is on here, because this may be the ones with the CO24. There's no descriptive words for it. But it is a purple yarn. And I have made this up, and I think I'm going to use the half double crochet pattern because I'll be wearing it with a white tank top underneath, and it won't matter if you can see through it. So I might use some of these lace stitches to make it go a little bit faster. But what I've decided to do is make it from this pattern, and I'm going to adjust the pattern, of course, but this pattern right here, it's got a little bit of a cap sleeve. It's made in 2 rectangles, okay? And you just sew them here, and then you sew it up the back as far as you want it to go. It couldn't get any easier than that. I think falling off a log would be easier than that. But you just make 2 rectangles, and then you sew them up on the, you would sew them up on the sides, in the front, and along the back. So, you know, there's some sewing to be done, but I'll probably use slip stitches like I'm using on another garment that I'm almost finished with, and I'll show you that in another video as well. But I am going to make this, and I'm going to use this yarn to do it with. Now, it's calling for number 4, so fortunately, the this is a free pattern, by the way, from Yarnspirations. You go right on the website and you type in Just Peachy Crochet Tank. Just Peachy Crochet Tank. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the dimensions that are on the back. Simple, simple, simple. And I'm just going to make them fit the yarn and the hook size that I've chosen to do it with. And there is a picture of it right there. So that's what I plan to do with that. And I already have some of it chained up. It says to chain 38.5 inches, which would take it from my waist, a little bit lower than the waist, down to the back. The 38 inches goes from my waist in the front, a little bit below my waist, to a little bit below my waist in the back. And that's the measurement. And then 10 inches wide. And then that piece will go right here over my shoulder and be sewn in the back on the sides and in the front to the other piece that comes on this side. So that should be pretty easy to do. Most of the time spent there will just be doing repetitive stitching, because it won't be an interesting project, but it will be cute and it will be finished, hopefully fairly soon. So I wanted to show you that, because this is a way to take a pattern that you like that's really, really simple, and just use the measurements, make your own fabric. You can make lace or not lace, all single crochet, all double crochet, all treble crochet, whatever you want to use. And just make it to the measurements that are in the pattern. And you should have the same garment. It's just out of a different crochet fabric. And that makes it a lot easier to make if that's what you want to do. And you can also use different kinds of yarn. This is not a number 4. This is a DK weight. So it's a number 3. And I'm probably going to have to chain more or use a bigger hook. I think using a bigger hook is probably the way I'll solve that problem. In fact, I did the chaining with a size K. It calls for an H and a number 4. So I thought I'll just make it bigger, and I will crochet it with my very lovely J hook that I dearly love, and I use it constantly and all the time. So I'm going to chain up with a larger hook. The K hook. You chain up, that goes right down here in the front. You'll chain up with the K hook to the measurement on the pattern, and then use your J hook to do your first row and on down, because if you chain a little bit looser, then your fabric will not pull on the edges. So you want to make sure that you don't have it pulling. And to do that, you just chain with a bigger hook. And that's something you can do with every single garment that you make. And what it does is it allows, see how easy that is? If you chain up with a J and you use a J for your first row, it's going to curl like that. It's going to curl up, turn up. It's not going to lay flat like that. See how flat that is? That's what happens when you use a smaller hook to do your first row of your garment piece. So just remember that. A little tip that works every single time, no matter what yarn you're using. So anyway, join me next time to find out what's on the hook.